Now at 5, resuming our fight for answers as questions loom around the forestry fallout. We break down what continues to go unanswered by Oklahoma's leaders.
Once a price goes up, there's not always a lot of motivation for them to go down.
Then we're digging into the stories impacting your wallet. The talk of the town, tariffs. We have a breakdown of how Trump's changes are affecting consumers. And championing an annual event going above and beyond. We take you to Owasso, where a yearly cleanup is stepping up and extending a helping hand to storm victims.
2 News Oklahoma starts right now.
Thanks so much for joining me at 5. I'm Stef Manchen. Aaron has the night off. As American stock markets plunged yet again, President Trump continues to insist his tariff plan to reshape the world economy is working. But concerns over how these tariffs could impact prices continue to weigh on the everyday American. 2 News Oklahoma's Isabel Flores listened to those worries and took them to a financial expert. Despite President Trump's abrupt retreat on some of his tariffs, his remaining levies are likely to blow a sizable hole in the wallets of Americans. New research suggests Trump's latest tariffs will cost the typical middle-class household nearly $3,500 a year. The new estimates factor in Trump's 90-day pause on country-specific tariffs and 145% tariffs on Chinese goods, which is currently at 125%. A bill creating a weather tracking license will not move forward this legislative session. Scott Fettgatter, a House representative from Okmulgee, says there needs to be a deeper dive on the bill's potential impact before it can advance. The weather tracking license would have created an optional severe weather tracking license for those employed by a media outlet or affiliated with a research program. Those with a license would be able to use yellow and green emergency lights so they could drive through red lights and travel on closed highways. As the bill moved forward, law enforcement agencies came forward with several concerns. Well, it's going to be a big weekend in Stillwater as hundreds of thousands of fans prepare to dance and sing along at the Boys from Oklahoma concert. Check out this transformation at Boone Pickens Stadium, turning the iconic gridiron to a venue ready to rock out. Several big names will be playing, including Turnpike Troubadours, Cross Canadian Ragweed, and The Great Divide. The first musician of the weekend, Stoney LaRue, is actually scheduled to take the stage in less than 30 minutes. This is not only an exciting moment for fans, but several of the musicians I just named are going to be officially inducted into the Music Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, if you haven't already bought tickets, all of the shows are completely sold out. Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and some great weather, thankfully, for that.
I was just going to say, outdoor venue, hopefully they'll have some good weather.
Yeah, sometimes it can get a little risky this time of year, as we know.
The U.S. House passed a Senate-amended budget resolution today. It passed very narrowly, 260 to 214, with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats in voting against it. Trump endorsed the budget plan, which the Senate adopted last weekend. The vote is just the first step in a lengthy reconciliation process to fulfill some of Trump's key agenda items, including a tax cut extension and boosts to immigration enforcement and defense spending. It represents a major victory for Republican leadership as lawmakers depart for a planned 2-week Easter recess. The Department of Education has agreed to briefly pause a policy targeting school programs that consider race. That's according to court filings posted yesterday. For the next 2 weeks, the Trump administration says it will not bring any law enforcement actions or investigations. In February, the Education Department sent a letter to schools. It threatened to withhold federal funding if schools engaged in diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, or if race played a role in other aspects of student life. Now an update on the Elm Street widening project happening in Jenks. The city says they're waiting on AT&T to move its power lines, meaning crews on site are minimal since they cannot continue full force until those are moved. The city says the project overall is not delayed and they are working on smaller projects to keep everything moving along smoothly. Right now, city leaders are working with AT&T to get those lines moved as soon as possible, but do not yet have a definitive date.